Day 11, 11:35 p.m. We're doing it late again. Tomorrow I do not work my job, which will help me get back to where I'd like to be with doing these runs in the morning. And nevertheless, here we are. So I finished my stretching. We're just going to do this and I'm going to bed. I'm not going to try to go fast. I'm just going to do the 10 minutes, get the mile. Feeling pretty fucking out of it today. It's not so much my day as other days. Might talk today unlike yesterday because I have so much on my mind, but here we go. So, yeah, I feel quite out of it today. I don't know. I been working on this collage project, realizing I'm going to have to put a lot more time into it than I'd expected. I already have, and it's going to be even more. I'm really attached to it. I care a lot about it. I didn't realize I had an emotional weight to it, but it does. And it's now reaching a point where I'm sort of just looking at it as a really big retrospective of the current moment of my life, I guess, which is readapting to independency in a new form. Because now I'm not in school. This last month I've been actually independent. Outside of my day job, I've had nothing I needed to do. No forced due dates. No inability to just jump into something. I just do it if I feel so inclined. And it's been wonderful because I've been able to do things. I've gotten a lot done. And also not very much at the same time. But that's mostly just because I've spent much more time just being spontaneous, letting life flow as it does. I haven't really jumped into any big projects or something career forward because I just need time away for a bit. I knew it's what I needed. But now I'm also realizing this is a very strong time for a more focused, retrospective means to look at my values, the state of my life, the state of my youth. It's like the last year went by and now I'm at another point where I need to just look back at it and come to terms with it again. I love this last year, honestly. It had its down moments, but really, this last year's been probably one of the better years of my life. Maybe my best. Probably my best, honestly. It's been so good. I think it was stressful, and time-consuming, and felt frustrating. And things I've felt for years that are nothing new. And a lot of it just comes down to how I am and how I operate, and just understanding that I'm a tunnel visioned artistic kind of freak, and sometimes training my brain, making things work in my favor, comes with its own form of challenges. It's good. It needs to have that. It can't be so linear. I need to be non-linear in my life to function, despite the hardships that it may bring. But in terms of the people I've spent my time with, the prospect of that time, general wellness, the ability to take things on, even just my worth as a human, as a living, breathing person, is greater than it's ever been. And that is incredible. However, the conflict arises on the scope of the day-to-day. I can sit here and make a retrospective and look at how much better things are. But man, in the present moment, in every present moment, is there this unshakable fear, Bo Burnham's funny feeling, that sort of overwhelming, just, fuck, this is it. I am at the end of my ropes at every moment. There is still not catharsis. And I'm having to come to terms with the fact that life is not a means to catharsis. In finding catharsis, you only find a means to death, a willing of it. Such as a friend offered an example of to me recently. A seagull, after it's found its love and is therefore finished, it's fulfilled its life's meaning. And well, fucking shit, hi Dad. I did not know you were there. Son of a gun. Am I being too loud? Because I can shut up. Yeah, it's on. Yeah, it's not bad. I'm not going super fast tonight. I'm just trying to get the bare minimum in. But as the seagull wanders aimlessly, waiting for death, so too, I think, does the human when it's found its fulfillment. I think it's why existentialism, the unknown, these questions we force ourselves to formulate, continue and remain unsolvable in our pursuit of stubbornness, of knowing, of certainty. If you find it, you've lost the will. You found your meaning, now what? And when you relate it to eternity, it can seem, from what it appears to be, an easy thing. Well, just a little more patience and you're at that fulfillment. But I equally argue, oh, how does that waiting really truly feel? Is it actually truly fulfilling, or are you pandering to yourself? And I guess that's an individualistic thing. That's not something I can define. That's a personal conflict that I have to solve. Nevertheless, the prospect still stands. I'm afraid of getting better. I'm afraid of finding answers, of being fulfilled, of having a certainty, of getting further along in this life while getting nowhere at all. And that's really keeping me up. Not from sleep, too much. but in terms of my general waking thoughts, it's quite constant, persistent, strange, and cyclical. Almost cynical. It is, but somehow it isn't. And now I'm on the next chapter, the next step of this unequivocal book. We say death is the end. It is. There's really no bones or buts about it. As Dan Reeder says, when they're gone, they're gone. From down here it appears, when down there gone. But even still, because I question even the legitimacy of a soul now. It's just brilliant that I'm there, but it's my life. Nevertheless, I ask these things because I need to. I can't help it. What is after death? I can't tell you. No one really can. Is there even good reason to ask the question at this point? I don't know. But I'm here and I'm having them. But at least I can run. It helps. And I'm working on this project. It is helping. It is processing. It is good. It is art. It's valuable. This life is. And I'm just moving along. I guess the conclusion, the sort of thesis I'm trying to state is not unlike every other period of my life, particularly in the last 5 years, I still struggle to not rationalize the yearning for death, for its becoming, for its immediacy, its accessibility, its justifications. And as my life goes on, it always evolves. It was very petty in 8th grade. Now it's very philosophical. Even still, it's still inherently selfish and tolerant and strange and despicable, but honest still. I yearn for death and for the answers it can offer. And I recognize it only has things to offer, only has answers to offer because I am living. Death might offer answers. Death may also offer a complete illegitimacy to needing those answers. It's a double-edged sword. And I cannot comfortably rest or think about the subject and really truly recognize that death is the final approach, the best thing, the end. I try to beat around the bush, but no, it's ideation I'm talking about. I struggle, man. I think many people do. Most, not most, but many do. I think it's part of the conflict of being such a obsessive thinker of things. You can't really get enough of it. And even if I did get enough of it, it's up to my brain if it feels like stopping and knowing it. It's not all too intrigued by the idea.
recognizing that the fact that that feeling is there is something that can act as a potential to broader knowledge, potential wisdom, general goodness. Again, tragedy can end in good. Does it justify the tragedy? Arguable. Does it need to exist? Depends, I guess, what you're looking for in this life. As much as I seek catharsis, I don't think it's what I truly desire. I think what I really desire, what I truly, thoroughly desire is thorough continuation, pursuit, and fundamentally love. I mean, it's always seems to be the word that makes the world go round, and for good reason. It's as universal as death itself. It's often what people will into being their reason to live, potentially such as myself. In many ways, certainly, equally the same as does death. They cannot be parted from each other, the two. Just as there can't be a heaven without a hell, nor a God without a devil, love cannot be without death. It's somewhat a common truth, I guess. But in attempting to justify and convene and comprehend this life, I think those concepts can't be ignored. I've always liked yin and yang for this reason. Paradoxes, opposites attract, these sort of commonalities, juxtapositions, presentations of choice, of thought, and of contrast. Even when I edit photos, like, I like contrast, and I'm just a divisive individual. And I love divisiveness. I hate what it does, I hate what it creates, but I appreciate what it presents. At its core, it's curiosity. I can't get enough of that. Cannot, for the life of me. Love curiosity. So, I continue on, as we do, and I will not stop. So I believe, and so I hope. Because at the end of the day, I know what I, the seagull, wants. I want to be a father. I want to have a son. I want to have a wife. And I want to give them unapologetically, without insecurity, the whole of myself, my love, my being, and to experience that love in its fullest, purest form, and ultimately to ride the lifelong journey that is it. I recognize now more than ever why the elderly, the widows, suffer so greatly. Because I don't think I'm singular in this pursuit. I sympathize with them strongly now. Because I yearn for it. But I equally must understand that someday I may be the last withstanding of it. And then what? What do I yearn for after? What do I truly yearn for now? Is it that, or is that the one-off? I don't know. Anyway, life has a lot of questions. I have a lot of thoughts. At the end of the day, it all goes on. Anyway. Stay healthy, happy, keep at it. Know your value and your worth. And be curious. Bye.